Welcome, this is Kurt DeVille, aka Counterpunch, and this is Counterpunch Boxing. And you know, what I do here, I counterpunch debates. I counterpunch other people's opinions, and of course, throw back my own opinions. And I just want to clear something up to everybody that, it's been a discussion that has been just flowing around about Erislandy Lara and GGG. A guy by the name of Juan Cruz, he posted a posting on Facebook, and I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this posting. Okay. Now, it's quite humorous actually, but I just wanted to share it with you. Okay, here's Erislandy Lara as a school teacher, and he's showing you the Cuban school. And, at the bottom you can see the student, GGG, and he has this crazy bewildered look on his face like, okay, what the hell is he talking about? Was he speaking Spanish? I don't speak Spanish. Okay. Well, and then of course, Lara has his hands open like, hey, I'm trying to show you something, kid. It's called Cuban School of Boxing. This is what you do, 1 through 5 or whichever number, this is how you do it. So, showing it, hey, this is boxing. Okay. Now, got a lot of debates, and a lot of people are saying, oh, GGG would knock out Lara. GGG is too big for Lara. GGG, can cut off the ring and knock Lara out, and you got other, debates like, hey, Lara can expose him, or, Lara will outbox him. He'll give him fits, and my take on this is my opinion, and I'm gonna just settle the critics here with all this. First off, all these debates, let's just stop. Let me just break it down to you. Until GGG replies to Erislandy Lara, acknowledges Erislandy Lara, or fights Erislandy Lara, all these statements don't mean dick. They don't mean anything. Simply because I see a fighter that's known to be a knockout artist is avoiding a superb boxer. That's all I see. That's all it is. You can say what GGG could do. You can say what he will do, what he can do. But he's not even stepping up to the bat to swing. And that makes me question GGG, because he's the main one that makes statements like, oh, nobody wants to fight me. I'm a real champion. Okay, if you're a real champion, fight all the people that come your way. Get in someone's face, See, now I'm thinking, okay, you fight Willie Monroe, which is a southpaw. He was a slick southpaw, but he is not Erislandy Lara's pedigree of fighter, So that gets me to thinking, okay, you would fight Willie Monroe, which is a southpaw, which is a 160-pound middleweight fighter, and you would avoid a fight with Erislandy Lara. I mean, what, are you just trying to pitch us that Willie Monroe fight and not fighting Lara? To me, it would look like a good tune-up fight, fighting Willie Monroe Jr., then taking on Lara. But this guy, Gennady Golovkin, GGG, he's not even making a statement about it, and he uses via Twitter all the time, like everyone else does. It's a social website, it's media, okay? So everyone uses it. So I know he's seeing these tweets from Erislandy Lara saying, hey, fight me. I'll fight you at 160. I'll move up 6 pounds, and I'll meet you at 160. No catch weights. That's the thing that gets me, and I like that in one sense, but then it shows other people's, where other people actually, where they're actually at, and where their mindset's at. I know everyone wants Mayweather or whatever, but besides that, you can't fight someone like Willie Monroe Jr. and then ignore someone like Erislandy Lara. That's just crazy. It doesn't make sense. Lara's been on a pay-per-view card with Canelo Alvarez, a fighter that you also want to fight, So I don't see, ask yourself, how many headlines has GGG ever been on? It's that many. None. Why? Because he hasn't had a person big enough to bring him there. You know, he's not on that level yet. Of course, he's knocking everybody out, but who is he knocking out? You know, I mean, I can't say anymore. I used to defend GG and say, okay, nobody wants to fight him. And that's partial true. And that's partial true. You know, no one wants to fight him for the money that they're fighting him for, because a lot of people are about money. I think that's a cop-out. I think they're afraid to get beat. However, you know, Quillen, Lee, you know, Chavez Jr., Martinez, Sergio Martinez, when he was still around, he wouldn't fight, you know, GGG. You know, a lot of guys are avoiding this guy, you know, and, you know, maybe Lemieux, it would be a good fight. But besides the point, you have a guy of Erislandy Lara, you know, one of the best boxers on the game right now, calling you out, and you're not saying nothing. Crickets. Crickets. That's all you hear. I mean, you don't hear anything. So my thing is, you know, that just means that Canelo has bigger balls than GGG, because Canelo took the fight, and it seems that GGG's not even taking the fight. You know, the Lara Canelo fight is long and gone. It was controversial. It was real close, but at the same time, it happened. The fight happened. Why it happened? Because Lara called out Canelo, and Canelo accepted. You know, even against Oscar De La Hoya's wishes, the man accepted it, and you have to give him credit. You know, GGG doesn't get credit for crickets, for not replying, for not responding. You know what? He's not a big enough draw. Is that the excuse? Well, what kind of draw is GGG now? He has a small following. It's getting bigger, you know, by fight. But at the same time, you have to fight the best fighters in the world to be viewed as some of the best fighters in the world. And a lot of these boxers don't realize that, you know. And I'll talk about that in another passage. But until then, if GGG doesn't fight, all the same, he can cut off the ring. He's bigger. He hits harder. He will knock him out. I don't see it, you know. I see someone, my opinion, I think that GGG has some concern, you know, of fighting Lara. Lara could upset GGG, could outbox him for 12 rounds. He might not ever catch Lara. You know, that's probably a concern that, you know, when he read that damn tweet from Lara, okay, what should I say about this? Okay, no, we got to think about this kid, you know, and then they laid it out for him. You know, that's a dangerous fight. Well, you cannot say that everyone is avoiding you. You can't say that anymore. You don't have the right. Gennady Golovkin, you do not have the right to say that everyone's ducking you. Everyone's avoiding you. Because you have Erislandy Lara calling you out via Twitter saying, let's get it on. So you know what? It's time to get it on. And until he gets it on with Erislandy Lara, I don't care he's waiting for, you know, a big fight or the winner out of Canelo and Cotto. It does not matter. You know, he still has a fight. He has to fight someone, and he should pick opponent, and that opponent should be Erislandy Lara. Okay? So, until then, guys, you know, all the discussion about, you know, GGG and, you know, and this Lara, okay, he has to fight Lara. If he doesn't fight Lara and Lara's calling him out, who's the pussy? Who's the person that's not making the fight happen? It's not Erislandy Lara. He's the one that's taking the initiative, you know? So, until that happens, GGG has to prove himself to me, because GGG, you know, I'm looking at him a little differently now, you know? So, that's my counterpunch segment on it. This is Kurt DeVille. Please subscribe. Fresh One Media. Peace.